Hi friends, we're on our very last lesson in the Unit 2 Celebrating Cultures, Lesson 5, Life in the Caribbean. In your textbook, it starts on page 92 and goes until 97. So, top of page 92, Life in the Caribbean. Essential question: how does diversity influence culture? What do you think? Diversity influence culture by what people do for recreation, style of music and dance, languages, and how people are governed. Words to know. Find the definition for each word and write the synonym, which means same, on the line. A synonym is a word that has the same or almost the same meaning. Heritage, tradition, include, contain, recreation, rebirth. Top of page 92. The people of the Caribbean. Almost 40 million people live in the Caribbean. Many of these people are a mix of European, African, Native American, and Asian heritage. Heritage is something handed down from the past, such as language or culture. Over the centuries, these heritages have blended together throughout the Caribbean. The native people who live in the Caribbean were the Taino. Later, much of the Caribbean was settled by the French and Spanish. Many Africans were brought to the islands as enslaved people to work for the settlers. Eventually, they were freed and continued to live on the islands. Over the years, Africans have added their traditions to the food, music, and arts of the region. Top of page 93. The Spanish, English, French, and Dutch founded colonies on many of the islands of the Caribbean. These colonies include Santo Domingo, the first permanent European settlement in the Caribbean. Many Asians also live in the Caribbean. Most came during the 1800s to work on sugarcane farms. They stayed and eventually formed their own communities. In some Caribbean countries, people developed their own language. The combined parts of different languages from their home countries. One example is Haitian Creole, which is spoken in Haiti. It has French words but uses grammar from African languages. Other Creole languages in the Caribbean are based on English, Spanish, and Dutch. English and French are spoken throughout the whole region. Number 1, underline the cultures that influenced life in the Caribbean. That would be the Spanish, English, French, Dutch, Asians, Haitians, and Africans and Native Americans. How are languages spoken in the Caribbean similar to the languages spoken in the Southeast United States? Remember, you have to look back on page 79. Languages spoken in the Caribbean and the Southeast U.S. are French, Spanish, and Native people. In the picture underneath it says, did you know? Haiti became the first colony in the region to gain independence from France. The caption that points down to the picture in the bottom, it says, Nassau, Bahamas. That's the town it is. Okay. Top of page 94. Cuba. Cuba has the largest population in the Caribbean, about 12 million people. Many of the people are of African, European, and Asian heritage. Cuba was ruled by Spain until 1896. Spanish influences can still be seen and heard throughout the country. For example, most people speak Spanish. Today, the government controls much of the country and the people. Many people have moved to other countries, including the United States, to find freedom. Jamaica. About 3 million people live in Jamaica. Most of the people are of African heritage, but European and American influences can also be seen around the country. Jamaica was first a Spanish colony, then it became an English colony. English is the official language, but Spanish and other languages are also spoken. Reggae, a style of dance music that is popular in Jamaica, was influenced by blues music from the southeast United States. Dominican Republic. The Dominican Republic is where Christopher Columbus first landed in 1492. It later became a Spanish colony. Most of the people who lived there today speak Spanish. Seafood, beans, rice, meat, vegetables, and plantains, a type of banana, are a main ingredient in their food. Pottery making and weaving are popular art forms in the Dominican Republic. Circle the American influences on Caribbean cultures. That would be reggae. Okay, Bahamas on page 95. The Bahamas is influenced by Native, African, and English cultures. It was first settled by English colonists looking for religious freedom. Africans were brought to as enslaved people to work on cotton farms. Asian and Hispanic immigrants also live in the Bahamas. A lot of what the people of the Bahamas eat comes from the sea that surrounds them. African rhymes, Caribbean calipos, and English folk songs create a style of music that is unique to the Bahamas. Puerto Rico. Almost 4 million people live in Puerto Rico. Many live in and around San Juan, the capital. European, African, Hispanic, and American heritages influence life in Puerto Rico. One unique characteristic of Puerto Rico is that it is a commonwealth of the United States. This means that Puerto Ricans are American citizens. They can travel between Puerto Rico and the United States just as easy as you can travel from your state to another state in the United States. Underline why Puerto Rico is similar to the United States. It's underlined. The one unique characteristic of Puerto Rico is that it's a commonwealth of the United States. Haiti. Haiti is the first nation in the history of the world to be founded by formerly enslaved people. It declares its independence from France in 1804. Today, there are more than 9 million people living in Haiti. Most speak Haitian, Creole, or French. The food is influenced by the French with many breads, cheeses, and desserts. Fresh fruits and vegetables are also eaten daily in Haiti. The country is still recovering from a huge earthquake that hit in 2010. Top of page 96. Caribbean culture. The Caribbean's mild climate makes it a popular spot for recreation or relaxing and playing for fun. Many people from all over the world take trips to the Caribbean every year. They can sail a boat, swim in the ocean, and take hikes around different islands. These visitors, called tourists, are important to the people of the islands. Many people of the Caribbean earn a living while they share their culture with the tourists. Holidays and celebrations are an important part of Caribbean culture. Across the Caribbean, a festival known as Carnival is celebrated in the winter months. People wear bright costumes and participate in street parades with colorful floats and different kinds of music. In Puerto Rico, the Merengue Festival is one of the region's most popular Latin music festivals. The Dominican Republic celebrates its Independence Day in February, while the Bahamas celebrated it in July. How is the Caribbean similar to the Southeast United States? Again, go back to page 79. They are similar because of the cultural holidays and celebrations. Also, Latin music is played at festivals. On the left side, it says, underline how African culture influences the Caribbean. Many Caribbean music styles are based on African music and rhymes. These styles also use drums. The steel drum is an instrument unique to the Caribbean. It used to be made out of empty steel oil containers. Today, the drums play a wide range of sounds. Top of page 97. The Caribbean also has unique food with many different influences. When people came to the area from Africa, they tried to recreate the foods of their homes. They had to swap out ingredients and spices for what they could find around them. This resulted in African recipes with Caribbean ingredients. Like the United States, sports are popular in the Caribbean. Several countries have their own baseball leagues. Many players have left the region to play for professional teams in the United States. Dominoes and soccer are other games played throughout the Caribbean. What sports are the same in the Caribbean and in the United States? Popular sports in both countries are baseball and soccer. Essential question. How does diversity influence culture? Diversity influences culture by what people do for recreation, the style of music and dance, languages spoken, and how people are governed. Nice job, friends. Kiss your noggin.